Right, good evening everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, dropping a like on the video to help me reach a wider audience, and any comments or questions you might have, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I'm going to be talking about VeChain again today, and an article I've just read regarding how there may be a massive increase on the way. So we'll look at that shortly and go through the charts, but I'll start off by looking at the cryptocurrency market. It's another down day today. We're down 1.1%, still over $1 trillion, $1.02 trillion market cap, 24-hour trading volume of $64 billion. Bitcoin dominance is currently at 41.4%. Bitcoin has slumped below 22,000, so it's 21.8. Yeah, so it's given back some of its gains, but it's still above the $20,000 level, so it's still in a, well placed considering where it's been for the last 6 months or so. Across the top 10, it's a fairly flat day. A few things have pulled back, but not really nothing massive going on. Polygon's flipped Doge. It's gone above Doge now. It's up to 9th. Solana is losing some of its gains, giving back 14% this week. It's just above $20. Could be a time to be DCAing in. Not financial advice, nothing in my videos is, but just pointing that out. As for the last 24 hours, any big gainers? Mina has been doing well, continues to do well. It's up another 13%. GRT continues to do well. HBAR has been doing well. It's had a very good month. That's up another 10% today. So yeah, that's flying HBAR at the moment. Onto the VeChain page. How are we looking here? Down 5%. Not great, but like I always say when I make these videos, these are opportunities for me to actually genuinely DCA and not DCA into a falling knife. This is something that's going to go back up again. So it's currently trading at 0.023. Obviously the whole market's down, but VeChain's down a little bit more. Market cap's dropped below 1.8, so it's 1.704 billion. Circulating supply is still the same. Trading volume's up to $95 million. Again, I don't think sentiment's worth looking at because it's predominantly shilling, as I always say, so I'm going to leave that bit out of my videos in future. Looking at the chart, we'll go to the daily because that's what I normally like to start off on. Yesterday I was hoping that this was up around here when I made a video last night, and I was hoping that we'd push up towards this double top region, but there was a massive sell-off and we actually broke through this descending trend line. As you can see, there's been a bit of a bounce, and hopefully we'll close back within that range again. I don't know if this bearish divergence on the MACD has had anything to do with that. Potentially, momentum's negative, so things are not looking quite so good as they have been on the charts, if I'm going to be brutally honest. But we are still in a much better position than we have been over the last few weeks. Well, since the FTX thing, that's we've pretty much back to those levels again. So things are looking up. You've got to look at the bigger picture. This isn't just like a a one-day thing. If we switch down to 4 hourly, see how we're making those gains back. There is actually a tradable pattern there. Oh no, sorry, I'm wrong there. There was no, but there is actually a 4 hour. There's a setup there. This could trigger, should this candle here break that high there, then that would be there's a setup, and that would be a trigger for a long trade to the upside. Potentially, if I was taking a 2-to-1, let me just. So the entry is going to be here. I want a 2-to-1. Stop loss would be here, just below the lows. So target in. Actually, I'd target that region there. Target the double top. So that's like a 3.5 to 1, almost 3.35 to 1 risk reward trade. It's not triggered yet, but should it trigger? I'm not saying take it. That's just something that I would potentially do. But I don't trade cryptocurrencies. I just primarily invest in them. Trading is something I'm definitely looking at because I've been back testing some strategies, and there are some things that work quite well, even down on a 15-minute time frame, which is actually quite interesting. I might do some live trading one day and show you a thing or two about how my own particular methodology when it comes to trading. So this article is not really about news. It's like them providing their own technical analysis, which is almost in line with mine, but they do tend to use RSIs and such like, and descending wedges and what. I don't tend to use patterns like that. I support resistance, parallel channels, trend lines. I'm not really into flags, bear flags, and what's the other sort of thing? I'm not really an Elliottian. Elliott waves have no interest to me. So anyway, VeChain price slumps, but massive increase may be on the way. By the way, I'll link this article in the description down below. VeChain broke out from a long-term descending wedge. It also broke out from a short-term descending descending resistance line. VeChain trading between support and resistance at 0.0217 and 0.0270. The VeChain price prediction for February is bullish as long as the price does not reach a daily close below 0.0217. I don't see that happening unless we get a massive sell-off over the weekend. Since reaching an all-time high of around 0.02793 in April 2021, the price of VeChain has fallen. The downward momentum had been contained by a falling wedge considered a bullish pattern. Fairly basic, but yeah, he's correct. In December 2022, the price fell to a low of 0.0153, validating the support line of the wedge before resuming its upward trend. During the second week of January, VeChain broke out of the descending wedge. Given that the wedge had been in place for over 609 days, a significant upward movement is expected to follow. Moreover, the VeChain price reclaimed the 0.0217 area, which previously had acted as resistance. The weekly RSI, which broke out from its own descending resistance line, supports the possibility of an increase. This will be confirmed by a movement above the 50 green circle. So where's their chart? I can't remember, it's not really that clear. So I think they're talking about this region here. Anyway, above the 50 green. If the upward trend continues, the nearest resistance level will be at 0.033, a 40% increase from current price. However, since the wedge had been in place for a long period of time, VeChain price may also break out above this resistance area. On the other hand, a close below 0.217 would invalidate this bullish VeChain price forecast. In that case, VET price could fall to an average price of 0.012. I don't see that happening. If it does, I wouldn't be overly concerned. I just buy a lot more VeChain at that price. I would be snapping it up as much as I could possibly afford. The technical analysis from the daily chart provides some mixed readings. On the bullish side, the price broke out from a descending resistance line and reclaimed the 0.217 support area. On the bearish one, it was rejected by the 0.027 resistance area and created a bearish candlestick. The daily RSI generated a bearish divergence preceding the ongoing downward movement. However, it's now developed a hidden bullish divergence in white. Really is hard to, I can see it there, but they really should make this chart a little bit brighter. There is a hidden bullish divergence there, by the way, which is a sign of a trend continuation. Therefore, as long as VeChain price does not close below 0.217, the VeChain price prediction for February remains bullish. A breakout above 0.0270 could accelerate an increase towards 0.0330. So I'm not really into waves. The wave count supports the possibility of an increase. The VET price has likely completed a 5-wave upward movement and an ABC correction. Since the correction is contained inside a short-term ascending parallel channel, it is a running flat correction. While the C wave may extend further, falling below the 8-wave lows, the possibility of continuing the future price upward movement remains valid as long as the price does not close below 0.0217. The potential drop could occur in the next 24 hours. See, that's why I'm not really into these ABC patterns, because they're always great after the fact. Same with Fibonacci's, they're great after the fact, but not during the event. That's just my own feelings. To conclude, the most likely VeChain price prediction for February is an increase towards 0.027 and an eventual breakout. On the other hand, a daily close below 0.0217 would invalidate this forecast and could send the price back down to 0.0120. That article is actually very repetitive. There's one takeaway from it that I want to go back over, which was this bit back up here, the nearest resistance level at 0.033. So let's go to my chart and see if that coincides with my any of my analysis. Pretty much. Oh, no. Let me go to the weekly. It might be clearer on there. So where have I got my support drawn in? Resistance, rather. Yeah, 0.032. So they're pretty much the same as what they're saying. Weird, they're in agreement with me, but we analyse in completely different ways. It's easier if I bring that down there, 0.03323, so I made a bit of a mess of that. Yeah, that's where I see the next resistance. So should we break through this triple top, 1, 2, 3, then that would be the next area of resistance. That's they're saying it's a 40% increase from where we are now. It's currently a yes, 35% from where current prices is. That article was written 4 hours ago, so price may have been, well, obviously was lower at that point because we're in a bullish candlestick at the moment. My thoughts are, it's a tricky one. We could remain range bound for a few more days to come. We're sort of been boxed off in this region here. Sorry, I need a drawing tool, not a. So I get this little rectangle here. We've sort of been boxed into this region for the last, since the 24th of January. So we need a breakout either side of this. I'd like to think that we'd move up towards the top of this parallel channel and test this triple top rather. But yeah, it's all pure speculation. Anything can happen over the weekends because institutions are off for the weekend and it's left in the hands of retail to hold the fort. So let's see how retail deal with where they put the money over the weekend. So I'm going to wrap it up for there. Thanks for watching. It wasn't the greatest of articles, but I thought I'd bring it to your attention. There's not much news about today regarding VeChain, so I just thought I'd make a quick video before I have my dinner. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Drop a like on the video to help me reach a wider audience, and any comments or questions you may have, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Wish you all a wonderful evening. Bye for now.